Alleyway. This is a pretty good game that they have up here on the 3DS Virtual Console. This is a more arcadey type of game. It kind of reminds me of Pong in a weird way, but instead of battle against two opponents, you are essentially you have this ball, and you're trying to hit all the blocks that are on top. Once you see the video, you'll get more of an idea what this game is about. Something I like to point out is look over here. This is a really cool effect that they have on the 3DS eShop games where they'll show three in-game pictures and also the title screen of the game. And then in this case, the game is Alleyway. I'll have more to say about this game after once we look at the video, but watching this video will give you a good idea and a good sense on how this game plays. So let's go ahead and watch this. Okay, well, I bet, well, that gives you a pretty good sense or an idea on how the game plays. And let's go ahead and look at the game instructions that they have over here. Yep, this is a Mario game, although Mario doesn't really, he pretty much appears, appears in the beginning of the level. Very interesting game. This was back in the day, back in the early days of the Game Boy. It felt like Mario, in some weird way, appeared in a lot of random games. Like there, like baseball on the Game Boy. Is just one that I could just think of on top of my head. There's Game Boy Golf where they'll have Mario in the front cover. It was a very interesting time. Mario was definitely a pretty good marketing tool. But something I like to point out is look over here. So the whole goal is that you have a ball and you control this. I'm not sure what you really call it. I think they call it a spaceship, but just some sort of line that could just only move left and right. And pretty much the ball will bounce off the wall and it'll hit these block things. And your goal is to knock all the blocks out, and that's pretty much the whole idea of the game. It's a very simple game, but it's a pretty good one. I actually, and look at, there's sometimes they bring out pretty cool designs, like this is a Mario design, obviously. I did have this game back when I was a teenager. I have fond memories of playing this game. I remember I was playing this game on my Game Boy Advance SP, and I remember just at night, just before I went to bed, just laying on my bed, had my Game Boy Advance SP on, playing this game, just killing time. And I remember I heard rumors from I don't know if it was my brothers or if it was from school. I remember hearing about the Game Boy Light that was like, it's very similar to the Game Boy Pocket, but it's a little bit different, and it has an actual backlight on it. And I remember hearing about that and just like kind of daydreaming about the Game Boy Light and just hearing about it and how that only got released in Japan. Now, a really cool fact that I really want to point out that I should have pointed out in the beginning of this video was this is actually the first one of the first virtual console games ever released on the 3DS Virtual Console. In terms of original Game Boy games, this is the first original Game Boy game to actually appear on the 3DS Virtual Console, and that's a big reason why I am dedicating a mini video for this game. Because I'm not making a mini video for every game, but this is a game of note. And also, if you enjoyed this content, please consider going in the description box in this video, because I'll have the links to a whole bunch of other mini videos that I have made about the Game Boy advanced virtual console games on the 3DS. I made one on all the Super Mario Land 1, Super Mario Land 2, Wario Land, Kirby's Dream Land. I did just a whole bunch of the more popular Game Boy games, and I also made a bigger video where we went over like every single Game Boy virtual console game on the 3DS. So yeah, please check those out. And if you enjoyed the content, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye.